Just Talk Black Show. Disclosure Statement. Disclaimer. The views and opinions shared on the Just Talk Black Show are those of the hosts and guests, and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the show, its sponsors, or affiliates. This show is a space for open, honest, and respectful dialogue within the Black community. Some conversations may include sensitive topics, strong language, or personal opinions that are intended to spark thought and encourage positive change. Listener discretion is advised. All guests are responsible for the accuracy of their statements and agree to participate voluntarily. By appearing on the show, guests give permission for their audio, video, and likeness to be recorded and distributed across Just Talk Black's platforms. Let's talk real. Let's talk truth. Let's just talk black.
Real voices, real talk. Yeah. This is the Just Talk Black Show with DJ Purpose. Every Thursday, 7 p.m. sharp. Every story, every struggle, every win we claim. We speak it loud, but respect on our name. Yeah. Let's talk black, we shine, we grow. Building up the people every Thursday on the Just Talk Black Show. From pain into pride, let the whole world know where I'm filtered, unite. Just Talk Black Show. We speak on the struggles, we celebrate with voices from the block to the boardroom within. Our stories connect us, it's deeper than chat. It's love, it's respect. Just Talk Black, Just Talk Black Show. Say it loud, let's talk black, Just Talk Black Show. Rise together, let's talk black show. Yeah. Just Talk Black Show. Oh yeah. Just Talk Black Show.
How are you doing, guys? And welcome back to the Just Talk Black Show. Today we have a special show for you guys today, which is the Black History Month special, the first ever Black History Month that the Just Talk Black Show is doing. And what a special day it is, and also what a special guest that we have for today. So guys, if you're out there, just put a like in the chat so I can see that you're there. You can also today, if you have questions for our guests, you can also ask our guests some questions. Guys, please do participate in the chat. We need you to participate if you do have any questions. And today we have also a prize giveaway of £50. £50 goes out to a single mother out there who we will provide that £50 for food shopping. That will be a voucher, and that will be given away a little bit later on the show. So if you are new to the Just Talk Black Show, I welcome you. I am your host, DJ Purpose, for today. And guys, what a guest we have. But before I bring in a guest, I just want to show you guys of who we will be having on next week. So this is a guy, black head teacher that we'll be having on the Just Talk Black Show next week.
Coming up on the Just Talk Black Show.
Guest Lawrence.
We need more black male teachers in our schools so our children see what's possible.
So this is Lawrence, who will be on the Just Talk Black Show next week, guys. Oh, wow. This will be a topic. Black head teacher breaking barriers in education. So this is what we're needed within the black community. We need to see more black role models within the school system, helping our young boys and young sisters out there as well. So this is a topic that we'll be talking about on Thursday, which will be this Thursday coming. And you can also phone in and ask the head teacher questions as well. So we have a phone in line, which is going at the bottom of the page, which is 07471539533. And this is the number for you guys to call in today also if you want to ask our special guest. So I'm going to bring him in. I'm not going to waste no more time. And he's going to introduce himself and just tell a little bit about himself.
Hey, how's it going, man? I'm Rory, a coach, HigherMAN Coach. My background, is fatherlessness, and I'm just here to share more on that story about, just growing up and all that I do within the space that I'm in.
So, Rory, nice to have you on the Just Talk Black show today. Just starting off, can you just tell us, because I always want to just get straight into some of the companies and exactly what you do. You've got a book that is coming out and you also run a company. Just give us a little bit about both of like the books that you want to bring out and also the company that you have.
Okay, so currently, I run a company called so the HigherMAN Coaching is about coaching. So the HigherMAN brand itself is coaching. It's a community. It's also a movement as well. And also around, I'm the co-director of BlackPrint Mentoring, which is a mentoring initiative for young Black boys from fatherless homes and broken communities. I also got a book coming out next year June, which is based around my early years growing up in Jamaica as a young boy, and it's around my story of fatherlessness.
Wow. So let's start straight away with you breaking it down on fatherless. Now, what does fatherless mean to you in your eyes? Let's break that down with inside the house. What was that? Was that we meaning your father was not a present at all, or was he part present?
He wasn't. I never met him. I never met him.
Wow. So from today, you have still not met your father.
No, but he sadly passed away. So that's the only time I heard of him when he passed away. I can give you a bit of background in regard to that. I think he passed away in 2015, which is like 10 years now. And I remember I received a message on Facebook, and the person says to me, "If you're the person that I'm looking for, your dad's passed away." And I'm like, nah, wrong person. And then she went away. A few days later, she came back and says, "Yeah, yeah, he's passed away." For me, I didn't know how to process the whole thing because for me, I was staying positive that one day I'm going to see him and talk man to man and obviously really understand how come he wasn't around. And for me, I remember the first time I asked my mom about my dad was I was about age 7 back in Jamaica. And the reason why I asked my mom about my dad was because I was out playing with my friends, my cousins, and my two older siblings, and they were all talking about their dad. And I'm like, so where's my dad? They start asking me, where's your dad? I'm like, I couldn't really answer. So, and I became really sad, you get me? And then I ran home, um, and I ran home to ask my mom, and I said, "Mom, where's my dad?" And she couldn't really give me a straight answer. And since that moment, it's like I felt like why wasn't he around? Wasn't I worthy to have a father? Do you know what I'm saying? But I think like I didn't get the answer that I was looking for. So and I kind of just deal with stuff the best way that I could. Um, but
Mm.
yeah, fatherlessness is it's got like this void, and it goes deep. And then when there's no father in the home, it's like who do you mirror? You need that person that you can look to for guidance.
Yeah.
And so that person was my mom. But your mother can only show you so much.
Mm. So what was that
Your
like?
mom.
What was that like shaping you as a man? So basically, you had no father in the house. So before I know you're going to touch on it, that you only had your mum. Did you
Yeah.
ever have any other male role model, like an uncle or anybody else who would sort of shape your life to grow as the man you are today, or is it just was your mother?
Okay, so being from Jamaica, I was raised in a village, and when I say village, I mean community. And within that community, I had my granddad, I had uncles. So yes, I had male figures around me, and in my latter years in Jamaica, which probably about age 10, I remember having a stepfather. So he was the only father figure that I know growing up. And yeah, he taught me a lot. And I was close with him and until before I came to England. So he definitely showed me a lot of stuff around, how to be a man, how to work and provide, how to lead a house and whatever. But most of my time was spent with my mom, and being raised by a single mother. Like my mom used to work like 2, 3 jobs, so I had to grow up fast. And for me, I started working before I was age 10. Started cooking before I was age 10. So literally, I was a man long before I know what it means to be a man. So I was already filling shoes that was already bigger than me.
First of all, I just want to just say, I salute you, first of all, for coming on the show and being so open as a man. I really
Yeah,
do
bro.
appreciate that. And it's a topic that needs to be talked about.
100%.
You are blessed because of what you're doing and the company you're starting. So first of all, I just want to just say thank you for that.
Appreciate it,
Be-
bro.
because you're not, what you are doing today, you are helping many people like myself, who is a father, and many people who are fathers out there who may not have a relationship with their kids. So what you're doing now, you're opening doors and mindset for people to think of the actions they are doing within people's life, because this is a serious, very serious topic, I think, within the
100.
black
I agree.
community.
Yeah.
You know, so I just want to first of all salute you for what you're doing and being so brave coming on the Just Talk Black
Peace,
show
brother. Peace.
and
Love.
just talking about it. So, do you think that you was at a disadvantage of being in a single home, or do you think you sort of benefited from that? Which one would you say?
Well, when you look at the statistics around fatherlessness, it creates an imbalance. It creates an imbalance within the child's life, and that's mentally, biologically as well, and emotionally. So, and it also it's been known to reduce your lifespan as well. So when a father is not around, he's meant to be the one who is setting the standard and obviously cheering you on. So like when a father, from my research and my own understanding, is that when a father isn't present, you know, for a boy child, yeah, he's more likely to end up in prison and more likely to end up in having bad grades. And for a girl child, she most likely to end up becoming a teenage parent and um, addicted to drugs and all these things. And so because my life story from growing up fatherless is and and being a father myself, it forced me to want to learn more. And even when I become a father, my goal was to change the experience that I had, but also in order to change an experience previously that you might have gone through, which you didn't enjoy, it also takes a supportive network. So like what I mean by supportive network is because I became a young father at around 23. Um, so I became a father at 23, and I always looked to my mom and my family for support. Like my mom was always the one who validated anything that I do. So for me, I believe it's important to have a supportive network, given the fact that I didn't have a father. So my mom, she's my mom and my dad in one. Do you know what I'm saying? So, and when you get to a point in life where you feel like, okay, now it's your responsibility as a father, and everyone around you is looking to you to say, it's your child or it's your children. You should do this and you should do that. But I also believe that it takes a village to raise a child. And if you have a village around you and your children, and everyone cares about each and every one, it makes it much easier. And for me, that wasn't the case. You know what I'm saying? I had to grow up fast and do things that I thought was right, and that was within my bandwidth.
Yeah. And talking about that village for people who might not have a village. Now, how can they get a village around them? Because that word village is used within the black community a lot. Now, how does somebody who might not have that village start gaining that village around them? Because that village of people we're talking about, the right people around you who can support you, can help you. For somebody who, is say maybe come from, say, let's say Jamaica, who's come from
Yeah,
Jamaica, don't know nobody. Building that community within the black community is very important, what you're talking that village.
100%.
Where would they start off finding that right village, and what would you say their best advice of how to build that village?
Okay, so for me, my approach was so that's where the HigherMAN brand comes in play. The HigherMAN brand came about because I needed a village, because the village that I was raised in was no longer there. Everyone kind of went off to doing their own thing, because everyone now the adults, the parents, and whatever. And so I feel like everyone kind of forget what it actually means to stay in that village mentality. So if someone was to come from Jamaica now and said that they want to start a community, like for me, I call my community brotherhood. So like if you want to build a community, it's understand yourself and what do you want, because I had to put myself in a situation and look at myself and say, okay, what would I need within a community, a village? And so once I understand what I need, the support that I need, because selfishly, I started the HigherMAN brand for myself, because I was thinking to myself, oh, I've been through all these things, and when I look left and right, there's no one there to support me. So how can I build my own community? And so I started looking from within. And so that's how I started creating my own community. It's about asking yourself, what's your goal? What's your vision? And what are you trying to achieve? And I believe through you asking those questions, you'll be able to start attracting the right people within that circle, and also studying as well. I'm very big on personal growth and development, and I'm working out and training, not just physically but holistically. You know what I mean? Because for me, training physically is one, but also once you're on a journey of becoming a better person, you will automatically start to attract your tribe, and that's what I had to do.
You know what? I love the advice that you're giving, because this is real advice, and I love that you are a man that's passionate about talking about community and that tribe. That word tribe is very important. You mentioned about holistically, like healing yourself. How is that, and what is that for the listeners who don't know?
Okay, so a lot of people like, okay, so let me just speak from my own experience,
Yeah.
from what I've seen, because I'm a personal trainer, so I'm within the fitness and health space. And as you know, most men they're very ego driven, and so they would rather go to the gym and they will prove on who can bang the most weight. But given my 24 years of training in the physical space, I've seen that it's not just about the physical. It's about so I got a framework which is the 6 areas of deep health. So the 6 areas are your mental, your emotional, your physical, your spiritual, your social, and your environment. And so you got to make sure that all of those areas, you are feeding each and every one of those areas, because you might be physically strong, but mentally you're weak. So there always have to be a balance, and most people only have a focus on the physical. So for me, it's about and also one thing is when you don't understand what to look for, you don't know how to go about it. So that's why I say education is key. So you got to educate yourself and understand what is it that you should be pouring into, so that you can live a life where you are now becoming what I like to call the higher man. So that's what it is right there.
So you touched on about mental health. Let's touch a bit about on mental health, because within the black community, now you grew up fatherless. How did that mentally affect you, and how did you heal from that pain?
So how did it affect me? It affected me in many ways. So for me, um, I struggled most of my life with self-confidence, self-esteem, um, lack of self-worth, always looking for external validation.
Mm.
And as I said earlier, my validation was from my mom. So whenever I used to do anything, once my mom gave me the okay, I'm good. I don't need no one else for other validation. But also, it's very important for you to become a person who validate your own self, but you can only achieve that when you have gone through life experiences. Because as we know, life is the greatest teacher, and life will always teach us the biggest lessons. And sometimes when we're going through the lessons of life, some people don't learn from them.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't want to go through, they don't grow through, and there's a difference between going through and growing through. When you're growing through, you are intentional about what you want to take away from what you're going through. Because if you're growing through it, then at the end of whatever you've gone through, you're gonna learn, and then so you're gonna now become more educated and wiser, and so you won't necessarily repeat the same mistakes. So for me, not having a father for me affected me. I've suffered from depression and suicidal ideation, to the point where I feel like, and that, and at a point becoming a father as well, being deprived of fatherhood. So me being fatherless and now trying to change that and being a present father, but when you have systems and circumstances that makes it hard for you as a man, especially black men, because I can only speak for myself, but I also understand there's other men who does suffer. But when it comes to black men, it's been a strategy that's been around for years. It's no coincidence, and I feel what needs to happen is men and women, mothers and fathers within the black community, they need to understand, and the only way they're going to understand is to start unlearning and relearning, and develop ways around how to become better parents, and understand that when you deprive a child of their father, that you're not only hurting the father, but you're hurting the child more. You know what I'm saying? And so it's about both men and women educating themselves around the importance of both parents.
So that
Yeah.
that education that you're talking about, you feel that is something that needs to be more talked about, sort of, so that we can stop this. Well, we can't stop it because it's something that is always going to be there in the world, but we can try and minimize it as much. The education is very important. To that comes down to relationship, I would say, in a sense of who we date. Let's talk about that first of all, because that is the biggest.
Absolutely.
That is the biggest key to it all. Is who you date as men, as women, of who you choose as a partner. You
But
know,
and here's the question:
yeah,
how are you gonna know who you're dating? Because a lot of time you see the wrapper, you see the outer shell, right?
yep,
And then it looks good on the outside, right?
yep,
And then you start peeling off that layer. And it's like an onion, right? When you start peeling up the skin off of an onion, you start crying, right? And
mm,
it can be good tears or bad tears,
mm,
right? So you're never gonna know. But also, I believe, um, doing an audit, like, but how many people gonna be honest? Like, if you're in the dating space
yep,
and you're dating and you're gonna ask questions, how many people are gonna be honest enough to really open up and share their in the closet kind of, so to speak? Because there's a lot of stuff that's in the closet. Are you willing
mm,
to open up and share that, or is it a case where you get to? And I truly believe you can never really get to know a person. There's always something that's, do you know what I mean?
yeah,
That's being hidden away from you. But
yeah,
I also believe it's about getting to a space where you are mature enough mentally and emotionally. Because there are a lot of people around here walking around 40, 50, and they're still young mentally. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? So it's about, from our own experience, it's about taking things slower and spend more time around that person, and stay away from stuff that's gonna force you into a situation that you don't want to be in. For
mm,
example, we know that once you start getting active sexually, there's a possibility of a child coming, right?
yep,
Because there's no such thing as safe. Can I say sex?
yeah, of course, yep.
Okay,
This is a
cool.
show, yep,
There's no such thing as safe sex. because even the condom itself is not safe.
Yep.
So again, it's about educating ourselves, because a lot of most of these condoms that's been manufactured is got lubricants in them that is bad for women and men. So it's not even safe to even wear that. So what's the safest way?
Yeah.
Wait,
Wait.
don't do it, right?
That's it. Yeah.
But again, we living in that over sexualized society
Yeah.
that promotes these things day in, day out. With the rise in social media, the internet, smartphones,
Definitely.
again, it's not that people can't do those things, but it's about being more intentional about the bigger picture of what you really want
What
to
you really want.
achieve at the end of that. Yeah.
And that's the key, what you're saying. I think, to me personally, my experience of going through relationships and stuff, I can only speak about myself, is what I've learned, and at the age that I'm learning at, which is, boy, as I say, I've learned a bit too late. But I'm not even saying late, because
No,
you're
bro,
never
you see, you
too
got
learn
life,
to learn. Yeah,
you got
never,
life. So yeah,
you're never too learn, like, as I say. But what I believe in truly, and what I've started to learn since I've been doing the Just Talk Black show, and I've really gone into my culture,
yeah,
and people who'd come on the Just Talk Black show who's talked about it, and we've talked about trauma and many different topics. But out of all the shows, what I've learned and talking to people is the first key in life is to love yourself.
come on, bro,
Everybody
come on,
who's
bro.
been on the show has talked.
Okay, let's go a bit deeper in that though, because what's loving yourself? What does it look like?
To me, loving yourself in a I can only talk about myself, is number one of understanding who you are as a black person, and then it goes deeper than that of understanding who you are spiritually. That's the two main thing. People will say color doesn't matter, but your color tells you your history. It tells you who you
Come
are,
on,
who
bro.
you
Come
come
on,
from.
bro. Of course it does.
And then
Of course it does.
your spiritually is a part of, when we're talking about sex and stuff. You've got to understand, for me personally, and this is only for me personally, everybody has their view on it, but sex
Sure.
is a form of marriage.
Of course.
It's a form of marriage. Back in biblical times, where they tested a woman if she was a virgin, was to basically lay her down on a white sheet. And this is what I know of. People might have their own views, but they would test if she would bleed on that sheet to say she was a virgin.
Mm-hmm.
So it is, to me, in the eyes of sex, is a form of marriage. So when you sleep with so much different people, now you are taking on this spiritually. It's a spiritual thing. We are spiritually people. We are very spiritually people.
Bro,
so
come on.
That's the first two things: self-loving yourself, knowing who you are, which is all of the things, and spiritually.
Can we sit on this for just a little bit longer?
Yeah.
Okay. So it says knowing yourself. I said loving yourself, right? It's knowing yourself. Yeah. So as a black man, we black brothers, how do you think we as black men can go about knowing? To know yourself is to love yourself, right?
Yep.
So how do you think we can even start that journey to understanding who we are?
To understanding of who we are, we have to go back into history. As you said, reading. You do a lot of reading, yeah? So reading is very key to our history to understand of who we are, because the history that the school teaches us is only that. And most of it that they teach us, and most of they teach us is lies. Yes?
Of course.
It's lies. Christopher Columbus never discovered.
It's the colonial version.
It's the colonial version. So going back and reading and understanding and taking the time out to rediscover of who we are, going back to Africa, those sort of places, the motherland, and understanding of our history, of who we was. There's many scientists that they say they created stuff, but they didn't. It was black people who created it. So once you understand and you're reading and you get this knowledge, that's the first key, reading. Remember, at slavery times, they didn't let us read. They didn't let us read.
But yeah, we created some of the biggest, best world inventions.
Yep.
And we couldn't read. So
Yep.
imagine, bro. So I don't know if you heard about the term Sankofa.
Yep. Tell me about it. Tell the audience because they might not know.
It's so basically it's an African principle. It's about going back to fetch it. And basically what that means, you got to go back, as we talk about history, we got to go back
Mm.
in order to understand what our ancestors were doing around healing, spirituality, community. What did they used to do? Because as a great, right, honorable Marcus Garvey once says,
Come on, Marcus Garvey. Come
hey,
on.
come on, man.
Yeah,
He says,
definitely.
a race that don't know its history is like a tree without roots.
Mm.
You get
Yep.
that, my bro?
Yep. Definitely.
So when we talk about self-love, and we're both grown men, and we when you look across society and the world, social media, we see that when you talk about self-love amongst the black people, the way that we are amongst each other, it's not being displayed.
Mm-mm.
Because if I say you're my brother,
Yep.
the meaning of brother is to say you're my other. And if you're
Come on.
my other, I should be able to feel your pain.
Yep.
You feel me? And this is what I mean by going back. Because if we understand that we are spiritual beings having a human experience, but we've been disconnected from the source.
Come on. Yeah, we have definitely been.
Okay. Let me just put it into context for you. Like, look at this. Okay, for instance, we live in a world that's connected through internet, Wi-Fi, and all these things. We are able to communicate. You're in London, right?
Yep.
And we are talking. You know, like, okay, cool. So imagine where you connected. You connect probably on a Wi-Fi.
Yep.
Yeah. Imagine you take your laptop with you and you start moving further away from the Wi-Fi source. What's gonna
Mm.
happen?
You're gonna lose connection, innit?
All right. So it's the same with us, bro. We've been
Yep.
taken away from the source.
That's right.
And so we've lost who we are, bro, because we're spiritual beings.
Mm. And that's the
So
key
that's why
to
there's
what
no
you're saying.
love, there's no connection.
And that's the key because talking back, let's talk back to the young boys now because you mentorship young boys, yeah.
Yeah, my bro.
What's some of the stuff that you've seen that's happening with these young boys out there today that you can give the audience out there a look and say, look, I'm mentoring these black boys and they are lost. And what are some of the key things that they are lost in? And I know we just touched on that spiritual side, but what
Hmm.
is it, for example? Is it that, and they say that because there's no father in the house, so they go to gangs because they want to be part of something. They want to feel like
Like,
they're in something.
hmm.
So what's some of the stuff that you've seen of mentoring?
So before I even give you an answer to that, I want to give you a bit of background to that. So for me, how I approach mentoring is, for me, because I believe when you sit down to pour into a younger version or a young boy, right, you have to show up fully and ready and know that whatever you're giving to this younger, because I like to call it the younger version of me. So I approach mentoring as a way to say, what would I need if I was the young 10, 12, 13, 15-year-old version of me? What would I look to in a man to say, okay, I want guidance, I want mentorship, I want counseling. And so that's how I approach mentoring, because again, everything that I do is based off of everything that I've gone through, from not having a father and how it felt and all the things that I've had to go through, and becoming a father and being deprived, and understanding the damage that it can cause to a child, right? So for me, what I see is, again, the boys that I've seen and talked to, and in the space that I'm in, they're looking for someone who cares. They're looking for somebody who actually cares about them, and not just say you're all right or whatever. They want someone who can hear them, listen to them, understand their pain. right? Um, they probably try to talk to mommy, but mommy doesn't really understand, and our mommy's just too busy. Mommy's working multiple jobs, and so again, I can relate in that sense because my mom, she was working two, three jobs, and I had to grow fast. And it's the same thing that I see with these young boys. They are growing up fast, and we are living in a different time and space, right? Me, back in the days when I was growing up, there was no internet, social media, and all that stuff. So I wasn't exposed to things that would put me in danger, right? So, and I was in the village. But in today's day and age, these young boys, they're exposed to social media. They got the smartphones, and they're being influenced by rap music, movies, and other people around them within the community, even in schools. And so I'm constantly seeing young boys who are not being understood. So in order to understand these young boys, you gotta reach them at their level and speak their language. So because I believe when you're relatable, you're better understood. And so it's about meeting them where they are and reaching them at their level.
So how do we meet them at that level? You're talking about meeting them at the level. What are some
Speak
of the
their language.
steps? Speak their language. And what's their
Yeah.
language?
Well, but it's
There's many
okay.
different language in it.
There's many different language.
Yeah.
Okay, some of the language they're not verbalized. Sometimes a boy will be sitting quietly, and it's for you to intervene, right? And
Yeah.
really approach them in the sense that, you know what, I care to hear. I want to hear what you're going through. Not just, are you all right? How was your day? They want to know that you got a space for them to really share and pour into them, because they're gonna pour everything out, and they want to know, can you really deal with what I'm going through? So a lot of times they're not speaking, and it's in those moments that you really want to sit them down and understanding their thought process.
So should we be coming down to their levels of the way that they sort of speak with their language when you're saying their language, or should we be setting a sample? Because there's many in a relationship, for example, I've heard mothers say, I want to be my daughter's best friend. You know,
Oh no, I don't believe in that.
you don't believe in that.
No.
So we should be setting an example that they can look up to and they should follow. Because I truly believe in, yes, we need to understand where they're coming from.
Yeah.
But I feel that we need to set an example of like what you're doing, entrepreneurship. I really
Of
truly
course.
believe in, for us to better ourselves and for them to look up to somebody, we need to be having more of these sort of discussion, what we're talking about now. But we also need to be promoting entrepreneurship within the Black community, because
100%.
you touched on a part where you said there was a statistic where Black boys without fathers in the household will go to prisons and they do bad in schools, etc., etc. So this is why we need people that we can look up to, like yourself, who is promoting what you're doing and promoting entrepreneurship. You know, me growing up as a young boy back in my days, all I knew and saw was Black footballers. That was the main thing. Okay, you had your reggae artists and everything there, but I wasn't really wanted to be a reggae artist or none of them sort of stuff. So it turned me into mainly focusing to football. I didn't really look into or understand entrepreneurship to
Great point, bro.
to a certain age that I started to think. But I feel now I go to many different Black events, and I would say from what I see personally, and I can only personally speak from what I see because I go to many different ones, is 80 to 90%, I would say, is women who are coming up with the entrepreneurship of making products to sell.
I'm glad you said. I'm glad you brought it up, but it's true. It's
you
true.
know, and I really feel that entrepreneurship within the young Black boys need to be promoted a lot more, and us as Black men, we need to push that entrepreneurship, you know.
Okay, can I add to that as well, bro?
Yep, definitely.
You're right. You mentioned about football. You mentioned, and also I want to add to that as well. Rappers, rap music. So remember, when it comes to the media, because I know for sure that there are a lot of black brothers out here, in different spaces, in business, in entrepreneurs, they're inventing, they're creating, but these things are not being highlighted. Why? Because we got to create our own media. We got to be we got to be behind the cameras, capturing these moments and put it out there so the young boys, they can see that it's not just about playing football. It's not just about rapping or drill music and whatever, but you can also go in entrepreneurship. It's all about mirror. They got to see someone that looks like them, and once they see that, that's why women are leading in the space, because women are stepping up and they say, Listen, enough is enough," and women are supporting one another. As men, there's too much ego. You know what I'm saying? Like, you see another brother doing something, rather than you go support that brother, you're gonna envy what he's doing and try to tear him down. But again, we got to be our own media. We got to create our own media platform and showcase what's going on, because we are out here doing stuff, and we got to be at the forefront of that. We can't wait on Western media to promote us. We got to promote ourselves.
Definitely. We're going to take a quick break, just a quick break, and then we're going to come back and discuss a little bit more. But guys, if you do want to call in, the phone number is at the bottom of the screen. You can call in. This is the number as well. This is the number to phone in if you have any questions that you might want to ask Rory today. So the phone lines are open. And then also there will be a chance for you to absolutely phone in and win that £50 food voucher to go towards a single mother. That will be open and discussed a little bit later on. But now we're going to head into a quick advertisement break.
What's up, everyone? This is Leon Brown, CEO and co-founder of Elevation FX, London's #1 financial education and trading company. And right now you are locked in with DJ Purpose on the Just Talk Black Show. Just Talk Black Show is your home for everything community related, business, education, finance, relationships. And we've got to run this up and make sure we help DJ Purpose make this the #1 show in the world for Black community related topics. So listen, I want you to like, share, and subscribe on every single comment you can, and make sure you keep it locked in with DJ Purpose on the Just Talk Black Show.
Just Talk Black. Hi, my name is Janice Ramos. I am a soul jazz singer, and I am also an abstract portrait artist. I had my interview with the Just Talk Black show, and I loved it. I had the pleasure of being in that show, and can I just say, I was very well received. The host was spectacular. He asked the right questions, interesting questions. That got me thinking a little bit. It was an experience. I liked it. So if you're someone who is a business owner, if you're someone who's an entrepreneur, trying to do something for yourself, trying to promote your business, your product, hit them up. You won't regret it. See you.
For a limited time, 10 Black-owned businesses can promote their brand on the Just Talk Black Show absolutely free.
So guys, I do want to say, if you are new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. This is a chance for you to help the Just Talk Black channel get more out there to people. Please like the channel also. It pushes this video out to a wider audience. This conversation that we are having today is a must conversation. It is needed within the Black community. Fatherless homes out there, mothers out there who are suffering as well, young boys who are suffering. This conversation needs to be had. So also, if you are interested, you can phone in and you have any questions that you want to ask today, or any experience that you've had growing up fatherless as well. You can quickly give your version of a story right live on this air today. This is for you. This is for the Black community. This is what the Just Talk Black show do. So I'm going to bring our guests back in. And guys, we are, as I said, the lines are officially open. Please phone in any questions you have. Put it in the chat and I can bring it up on screen. So let's just talk about if somebody's feeling like their life's at an end, there's no hope for them, young boys. How can they begin today to change their life? What advice would you give to them to help them to recognize that life, there's more to life? You know, don't give up, stay focused on what you're doing and you will achieve. What advice would you give to them today?
So you're saying a young black boy who hasn't got a father,
He hasn't
or
got a
just in
father
general?
and he feels like just to give up on life today. He's feeling like, I don't want to live no more. What would you say to him today?
Find a church.
Why would you say that?
Because I'm pretty sure that he's most likely to find a man, a father figure, a mentor in that church within the first minute walking through that church door.
Would there be anywhere else you would say that they could find? Say if they're not religious and they don't want to go to church, what would
Okay,
be the next advice?
is do you have to be religious to go to church?
No, but some people might not
Uh,
want to go to church. Some people might not say, like, for example, they don't want to go to church. Like when I was growing up, I went to church a lot of the times, but when I got to a certain age, I didn't want to go to church again because it was something that we done regular. And when I got to a certain age, I didn't want to go to church. So
it was the
I
same.
get what you're saying, but if there's somebody who's not and don't want to go to church,
Okay.
what would be the next advice? Because your company does that. Your company can come to your company and actually
Well,
find that mentor.
absolutely. Yeah, yeah, they can reach out,
You know,
100%. Of course,
so
100%. They can definitely reach out.
I'm
And I'm pretty sure there are many other organizations that they can call up and talk to somebody in regards to how they're feeling. But I think I was more alluding to just walking into a physical building.
that you
If you
can
feel
help.
like
Yeah.
you can't talk physically on the phone, but you know on a Sunday there's a church somewhere close by where you live in. Just
Mm,
walk in there and start crying or whatever. Someone in that church you will care to
mm.
listen to you.
No, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah,
Of that dying time, that need of
yeah,
you can't pick up a phone, and
yeah, exactly.
I
Imagine
get what you're saying.
you
Yeah,
sit right there at that church door and you're crying. I guarantee a brother or a sister gonna see you and say, "What's up, brother?
yeah,
What's up, young man?"
yeah. I truly agree with that. That is the place that you can find peace, you know,
Of course,
and that you can find mentors in the church,
100%.
you know. That is definitely a thing I would say. But going back to your company now, what are some of the key things that you do as a company now? What are some of the stuff that you do? So I've got, say, maybe a friend's son, like who I want to bring to you. What are some of the stuff that you do with these kids for mentoring and stuff?
So, so we do stuff around mindset, um, mental health and well-being. We do physical activities. Um, as I said before, I'm in the fitness space. Um, we do we talk stuff around, self-identity. Again, who are you as a young black man? Because I believe it's very important to know who you are, especially if there isn't a father figure present in that young boy's life. So yeah, we do stuff around mindset and personal growth and development. Um, and yeah, that's really what I'm about. It's about understanding who you are, understanding your history, understanding your own mental health. Understand signs and how to really reach out for help and what you can do to develop a healthy mindset. You know what I'm saying? So those are what we do, and I believe the physical aspects of that would do help when it comes to your mental health. A lot of these young boys, they are struggling with their mental health, but they don't know how to talk about these stuff that's going on. And usually, what I found is that they don't know the right words to describe how they're feeling. And so it's about education. It goes back to education, because when you can name something, you can tame it. So once you name it, you can tame it. But if you don't know what it is that you're naming, then it will always control you. And so that's one of the way we go about educating our boys.
So what I want to say quickly to the audience out there, if you are a single mother and you are looking to get this £50 food voucher, which the Just Talk Black show is giving away today on the show, all you simply have to do is just give us a call in live. So you see the number going across the screen at the bottom, and just say to us on the Just Talk Black show why this topic is so important to you. And that is a £50 food voucher. That could be in Tesco's, that could be in Asda. We will discuss which one you prefer, but all you have to do is call in the Just Talk Black show and just tell us why this topic to you is so important. And that's it. That's the way you win today, the £50 food voucher. If it's not today, then we'll have to do it on the next show. But this show is, this topic is so important. I'm going to definitely have to bring you back on. I feel like on a Thursday, I have to bring you on again because it's so needed, this topic.
Yeah,
you know,
it does.
what we're talking about is us as black men and how we can start changing the younger generation, which is so important. But I want to talk about you personally now, and how do you identify yourself as a black man living in the UK today? And what are some of the lessons that you learned about being a black man?
So if you don't mind repeating that question again, those questions. So the
So
first question was?
the first question is how do you identify yourself as a black man and growing up in the UK, in the UK. So
Okay.
let's start with that one there. Let's start on how you look at yourself and how was it for you growing up in the UK as a black man?
Okay, cool. For me, being a black man in a Western society, it really it gives me kind of experiences of two side of life. Because being from Jamaica, came here when I was 16, so I already had that foundational training. So I already I already know who I was. Being raised by my mom and my grandparents as well, because I used to spend a lot of time at my grandparents' house. And going to church every Sunday. So I was raised in the church. I was raised to fear God, to put God first. God is the foundation, and you must always seek Him first. So the difference between from living in Jamaica and living in the West, it's different, because the West is more driven by comparison, is more driven by who has this and who has that, and it's driven by so much stuff that's different from the life that I know in Jamaica. The wealth in Jamaica for me and the life that I know is about breaking bread together,
Mm.
putting God first, praying intentionally, and making God the answer to all your problems and life questions. And as a man, always see God first, because you are meant to lead as a man. And if you are pouring into your partner's cup, your children's cup, bills, essentials, when your cup is empty, you cannot go to your partner for her to refill you. You got to go to God, right? So that's Jamaica. That's the way of life in Jamaica. In the West, it's different. As I said to you earlier, in the West, it's more about the individual. It's not about a communal. It's about who's got the latest gear, who has the latest designer, who has the bigger house. who can buy the biggest bottle in the clubs and all that stuff. So for me, having that awareness about coming from Jamaica and to moving here, I already knew like, cool. Obviously, my mom, she had the opportunity, well, not obviously, but she had the opportunity to come here, and her mission was to create a better life for us as children, and so she did all that she could. And so I appreciate the experience being here in a Western world, but also my biggest regret is that not having that same village mentality of coming together as a family, coming together as a unit, and understand that together we are stronger. And my grandmother always said, it take two hands to clap. You can't clap with one hand. And so that's that I always move through life with that belief and that mentality that it's so much easier to get through life when you are moving in one accord. Because, for example, if I come to you and say, bro, I've got a business idea, and to start this business is 10K. No, I only got 5K. You got 5K, but you want to start a business and it's the same 10K. Why not come together and start that business? But you know what's gonna happen? Bro, I don't feel I can trust you, I don't feel I can trust you. So the lack of trust.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, definitely. Definitely what you're saying that. So I just want to just touch on you've got with your company, the Higher Man's Movement. So how do you help men reset their stress and shape their focus in practical steps? Let's touch on that before because the time's
Okay.
running out, and I want to touch on that part, so which is important. So how do you help men reset their stress and shape their focus in practical steps?
Okay, cool. So there's a lot of layers when it comes to stress. There's a lot of layers when it comes to resetting and recovering. And as men, we've been programmed to always be on, always on the go, always grinding, always going, and having minimum sleep. So how that look like in a practical sense is slow down, be still. Most of us, we go through life, and the way we breathe, we don't breathe, we're not breathing correctly, right? We're breathing shallow breath, right? And so it's about understanding how to breathe so that you can create a sense of calmness within you as a person. Because when you breathe deeply, deep breath, you're able to calm your nervous system. You're able to rest. You are able to be still. You are able to have more clarity. Okay, so I practice a lot of breath work with my client, with myself. Everything that I teach within my community, my coaching, are things that I first put myself through. I'm my first case study, because the reason why I got into this space was I was suffering on a deep level when it comes to mental health, when it comes to stress, when it comes to not sleeping. And so I wanted to figure out what was going on. And so through studying, reading, and I'm also studying psychology as well. So I had to understand what was taking place within my body and how to improve what was going on. And again, what I said previous is about you can't if you can't name it, you can't tame it. So for me was reading and studying and understand the things that was taking place. And so breath work is a way to reset and calm the nervous system. Um, Switching off screen time. So if your bedtime is, say for instance, you go to bed at 10, you want to switch off screen time about an hour before bed. So because most people, they plan everything else, but they don't plan their sleep. So it's all about planning your sleep. What time do you go to bed? Great, cool. You want to switch off at least an hour before bedtime. And within that time, you wanna either journal, you can meditate, you can read the Bible, you can pray, talk to your partner, talk to your children, and plan your next day. So that's that 1 hour window. You literally no screen time. You're spending that quality time with yourself, with God and your family. Okay, great. Also, the next practical step is cold shower. I have a regular cold shower. It's a normal thing for me to do. It's a lifestyle. Cold shower, or you can do contrast therapy, which is where you do warm shower and cold shower together. All right. So these are some of the ways that I work with my clients, and I let them understand that you don't need to be in the gym every single day. You don't have to always on the go. You can every 90 minutes you can go for a 5 or 10 minutes walk, because there are over 90% of people who are doing sedentary work in the UK. Most people, they sit down and they work every single day, and they don't do no physical movements, none of that. And so what I teach my clients is you want to work in blocks of 90 minutes. And after that 90 minutes, you take a break, you go for a walk, and come back. Also, help my client to create habits around um, the amount of steps they achieve daily. So I always say you want to achieve between 8,000 and 10,000 steps a day. Because what I also used to find that my clients used to make a lot of excuses about don't having time to go to the gym. That's fine. You don't have to go to the gym. So I also teach them how to utilize whatever they have in their office space, their bedroom, their living room, their local park. There's no excuse, because I believe people only make excuses because it suits them. But the moment you start making excuses and start making progress, that's when your life begins to change. And so those are some of the ways that I teach my clients. You know, you're just understanding what to do and how to do it. And once you know how to do it, it becomes a part of your daily routine, and it becomes a habit, and it then become a part of your lifestyle.
No, that advice, I'll tell you what, I need to get that down from you, because that tip is really good. No, honestly, men, we stress a lot. We do stress a
Yeah,
lot,
my bro.
and we do
Yeah,
think
man.
a lot. One thing as men, we are always constantly thinking, especially when you have a family, you are constantly
Oof.
thinking how to make your family life much easier, in a sense of how to provide for them. We're always looking to improve ourselves, because we know if we improve ourselves, our family. So you have that stress of, always trying to provide for your family, and if that part is taken away from a man, where he can no longer provide, it's a big effect on a man, because
Yeah,
that's what society teaches us, that we must be the providers.
of course. Can I also add to that, bro?
Yep,
Sorry, and
definitely.
can I also add to that? So, because I work with high performing men, busy male professionals, right? And they have the money, they have the cars, they have the houses, but bro, 9 times out of 10, they don't have no energy. They're suffering from burnout, overwhelm.
Mhm.
I remember talking to a guy, and he came to me, and he's like, I have this big decision to make. Okay, so why do you make it? Oh, he can't sleep, he's stressed, he's got mental fog, so there's no clarity. And yeah, we started working together, and I created a plan for him. And within a month, this guy was able to make a decision and close a 7-figure client. So I'm saying the money is good, bro. Yeah, I'll have £1 million right now.
Mm,
But if you're not able to use that money to do what you need to do to make the right decision, it doesn't make no sense.
yeah.
If you can't physically or mentally enjoy the fruits of your labor, it makes no sense. And so this is what this is my thing, bro. I don't care how much money you have. You got to put you first. And
That's right.
my mantra is about leading yourself first.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying? You got to lead yourself first. And sometimes as men, we feel guilty.
Definitely.
Bro, I've got a self-care routine, bro. You talk about self-love earlier. I've got a self-care routine, bro. That's what self-love looks like.
Needed.
Having a self-care routine.
Yep.
Bro, I'm growing up for me, having self-care routine. People used to look at you like, what? Bro, you're soft. What do you mean? Bro, but you need to as men. You gotta have a self-care routine, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's important.
Definitely. Let
And I
me
practice what I preach.
let me just bring up your social media so anybody who wants to find you out there. Let me quickly bring that up because someone asked, "Can we please link up?" I'm sure they're talking to you. Definitely have to be talking to you. So you're the guest of the show. So I'm gonna put it out there. Who put it in the chat? This is his. You can find him on Instagram, and you can also find on LinkedIn. So check him out, please check him out on those platforms. That's his
Yeah,
links
I'm fully active on LinkedIn. I do post on IG as well, but I'm fully active
on
on
LinkedIn as well. Yeah, I see.
LinkedIn.
That's where we
Yeah.
linked up on LinkedIn. So
Come on, my bro. I'm fully cultivating a community of like-minded men, man.
you
I'm just intentional.
you
Come on.
have to be, and that's what I love about doing this show, meeting people like you yourself, who are
You're
very
you're
active in the Black
you're in
community.
London. I'm planning my next brunch in London, bro, for International Men's Mental Health Month, which is next month. So I'm
Yeah,
planning my brunch. I'm trying to get a venue. So if you know a venue, holla at your boy.
I would definitely do that. I would. I know a
Come on.
couple of venues, so we can definitely
Charlie,
link
well,
up on that.
we talk.
Yeah, he just said thank you. We appreciate that. So I think you got a client there, mate, who you'll be giving you a shout out to that. So
Yeah, come on. We're here to serve. I'm here to serve my people.
well, that's what
You
it's
know what I mean?
about.
I'm just getting warm up, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You see when you've gone through so much and you come out and you are a better person, not a bitter person, bro, it gives you a sense of purpose.
Definitely.
It gives you that fire in your belly.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
definitely.
So I'm here to serve my people. So I'm a learner. I'm a student first.
Well,
And
that's the key. That's the key to it. I think as sometimes as men, we have to admit that we don't know it all, and we have to be open to learning. The key
yeah.
is learning and reading and studying. And being open, like how you've come on the show today and you've talked about what you've gone through in life. It's so important that we do have these conversations. I'm gonna have many women who are coming on and talking about their experience. Most of them have come on and talked about domestic violence. I had a young lady who talked about domestic violence that she faced. But
Oh, bro, you want to go there?
just to go
I
back
feel,
on it, I've gone through domestic violence as a man as well.
bro, let's have a bit of conversation around that.
Yeah.
Cause here's the thing, bro. But you know what? For me growing up, I'd never I never thought men could actually be a victim of domestic violence.
Come on, nor did I.
Bro,
Nor
I
did
didn't
I.
know. Because the
Nor did
way
I.
society made it out is like men are always the one who's, you know what I'm
Doing it.
saying? But I've been a victim, bro. And I didn't know what to do. And when I finally developed the courage to ask for help, you know what people say? What did you do?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
I bet it was you. Hmm? And so that put me in a corner to say, listen, no one's gonna believe you.
Come on.
And bro, I know brothers who literally gone to prison just by being wrongfully accused.
Yep.
I know a brother who's committed suicide, bro, because no one wanted to believe him. But this is what I'm here for, bro, to break all of that, bro, because men need to start speaking out. And the only way men are gonna start speaking out is when they feel like someone actually care. And I care, bro. I care because I've been there. And if I can't physically give you the advice and the help, let's find the help together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, bro? So yeah, it's a tough space to be in.
It is domestic violence for men, and it's not it. As I keep on saying to people, it's not just physically. Sometimes it could be mentally. Sometimes what a woman can do to you, or say to you, or say, "Don't touch me." Women don't understand when you tell a man, "Don't touch you." It's like you're upsetting him in a big way. And and I understand that women, have their space and they need their space and they need certain things. But when you tell a man that, how much time can you tell a man, don't touch me, to he physically now say, I don't want to touch you no more. And then they
Oh
turn
man,
around and then they say to you, well, you don't treat me or you don't touch me like you used to touch me. But mentally you was always telling me don't touch you when you got upset. And this is why it's important for us to have an open space and open talk about relationships. And I know we've gone off the topic because we are supposed to be talking about fatherless home,
it's
but
not. It's not off the topic, bro. Every
this is
every topic is
still
welcome.
that's right. This is still part of fatherless homes. This is why
Of
fatherless
course.
homes happen sometimes, because of the relationships that we get in and we don't know how to solve it and communicate in a relationship is so important, but
Hmm.
just going back to domestic violence, it does affect men, and I've talked about it many times, and I will always talk about it because it needs to be heard that us men are suffering through it as
Bro,
well. We are suffering through it.
you
You
almost
know,
killed me, bro. You almost killed me.
come on.
Not physically, but emotionally, bro.
I would say to me, I went through it physically,
Oh
but
yeah,
going
no, no,
through
no, no. I mean, but the
going,
emotional part,
yeah,
that almost killed me, bro.
yeah, going through it physically and going through it mentally is like a triple sword stabbing you.
Because let me just, because here's what I also know. Everything, every trauma that we've gone through, the body stores it,
Mm,
and sooner or later, we're gonna pay the price. And as men, we don't express, we don't talk about things,
yeah,
and we start feeling, getting headaches. We can't sleep. Our mind is constantly busy. We get aches and pains in our joints.
yep,
Our muscles becomes weak, bro. There, it's the trauma within our system that's trying to get out. But we're
definitely.
not we're not we're not having any way to go empty these trauma because we think that we're tough, we're macho, we can hold it together. Nah, bro, I'm currently going through therapy, bro. Bro, I was one of them man that said, "Oh, nah, I ain't going no therapy. I'm tough. I'm tough.
Mm.
I don't need that."
So what
Bro,
made you
but
decide? What made you decide that you had to go through therapy? Touching on that, because to me, if I'm honest, I would struggle to go with therapy because I've been maybe one time and I didn't, maybe because it was the wrong person who I went to, I felt like it done me more damage than really healed me in any way. But everybody's different. Every situation is different, and I get that. But what
yeah, yeah,
made
yeah,
you
sure.
choose to do therapy?
Bro, it took me well over it's bro, I'm 40 years old. It took me a very long time. 'Cause again, I've never had any example of men who do those kind of things. Any man that was around me was this kind of macho, tough guy approach. I always see therapy as soft. And also one of the next thing is, for me, I believe that my therapist has to be somebody who looks like me and understand my culture.
Yeah.
I don't want to be trying to educating people on how to approach my traumas and pain. So that's the reason why also took me that long to find a company that can actually relate to my pain and traumas.
And touching on that, that's the key, what you just said. And that's one thing I didn't do. When I went to a counselor therapy, I didn't choose back then because I wasn't culture driven like I am now.
Mm, 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 mm.
So I went
I get it.
to a therapy, as you said, and they didn't understand me. What I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
saying, they didn't understand me, and I think that's why it made me worse. So just what you're saying there, I feel it is so key to find someone who can relate and understand you as a culture and as a black man,
Yep.
especially as a black man, who can really understand where you're coming from and have a bit of experience, maybe, even if it's a little bit. They've got that experience of going through or how you feel as a black man and some of the stuff
of
that you've
course.
gone through, you know, which is so important. But
It was a black woman. It was a black female therapist I had. Yeah.
that's good.
So
Then
yeah,
that
but
can
yeah,
work.
it's good enough for me.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
can work, you know. So it's a thing. I think that definitely it can work, but as you said, the main key is choosing someone who understands us and who looks like us.
100%. Listen, without feeling any sense of guilt.
Yeah,
Bro,
yeah,
listen, color does matter. Culture and race matters. I don't care what no one say. Listen, I gotta love mine first. I gotta care for mine first.
yep.
Everyone's caring for them. It's all about self-preservation, race
Mm.
preservation. Everyone's preserving this. So I'm gonna look high and low to find me a therapist who I can relate to, who looks like me.
So when you just said that, let's just touch on that part where you just said that culture does matter, because there's many arguments out there, and some people say, you know, especially when I was on my journey of finding who I was as a black man
Hmm.
and finding out who I was. I went through a divorce, and that's the
Okay.
time I said, you know, I had enough of life. I wanted not any society to tell me, or government or friends or family to tell me who I was. I wanted to know where I came from. I wanted to
Of
know
course.
my history. I wanted to know everything about why I was this color I am today. Why am
Mm,
I this color? What makes me this color? What is so special about this color? Why do we even?
melanin, bro.
There you go,
Melanin.
melanin. Melanin, the most. Come on, that word melanin. If you don't
Bro,
know, people get to know that word melanin. Very important as
bro.
black people.
You see, I know we use the term black to describe us as a people.
Yeah,
But really, are we black or are we Africans?
come on.
Bro, you see, the thing is, you see, again, it's all about education.
Mm,
Because the West spreads so much propaganda, bro, that makes you as a black man hate your own people,
yeah.
hate your own country of origin.
All right, let's quickly look at that, because you went there, and I want to go there quickly, because when I
Bro,
was
listen,
listen.
I'm just warming up, I ain't
No,
started yet.
it's getting to a point where you're getting excited now, because when you just touched on that, I was reading a document where back in the days, it was a government system why they put the benefit system in place, because back in the times, black families were staying together. Yeah,
Oh, bro,
they
you just
put
went
the
there. Let's go.
listen. They put the benefit system in, and people gonna say whatever DJ purpose, blah blah blah. But listen, go
Truth is
research it
truth, right?
yourself. Go
Truth is
research it.
truth.
Go research it, because it's about understanding why there's
Hmm.
certain system in. We was thriving as black community back in the days, because there was that thing of we had to stay together. We
Hmm.
had no choice but to be together. And one of the system the government in placed in was the benefit system. So for the woman to get that benefit, the man couldn't be in the household. Yeah,
Bro, you
he
know what? I
couldn't
just read
be
on
in.
something today because I was hoping that we go there and we go in there now. So let me hear your thought. Let me make you finish. Go on.
Yeah, so no, that was really it where it was interesting of when you talk about systems. There's systems to bring down black men. There
Hmm.
is systems in place that people don't really understand. And when you start looking at these systems, everything's done by design.
Design,
Certain roads, they
design,
say,
bro.
even when you come from Jamaica, they say certain roads are named for certain reasons. And we just think it's just a
Yeah.
name of the road, but there's
Because
history.
remember, the
There's
name
history.
carries a spirit
Oh, come on.
of whoever that person is.
Come on.
So just to add into what you just talked about, the system was engineered to remove the black man. Because
Mm,
when the black man is present, you got a family, a family. And you're not a family without the black man being present.
come on.
You are a single mother.
Mm,
And you're right. It was a case where they used to send these welfare officers to check on all these doors to make sure there were no black men present in the house. Because if there was, then they wouldn't get any benefit, and then they would suffer, right? And at the time, black men wasn't getting no jobs,
Come on.
and so the black man would have to hide in a spare room bedroom or underneath the bed or in the closet. And then it get to a point where the black women, they were lying because they're trying to protect the black man. But now they start to force themselves into the homes of these black men and women and physically take out the black man out of the house. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Because again, it was socially, systemically engineered to remove the black man. Remember, bro, a lot of people use this phrase to say that the system is broken. It is not broken. It is doing exactly what it was created to do.
Come on. Yeah, definitely.
Bro, there are so many black men in prison that are wrongfully put in prison.
But you know that's a business, isn't it? It's a design as a business.
Oh, bro.
It's
No.
a business.
They said there are more black men in prison than out of prison.
Yep.
They said that there's more black men who aren't in their children's lives, and it's a lie. But again, it's this propaganda. Even the term deadbeat were created by the Western world, given to the black woman to beat down the black man, to say you're a deadbeat. Because remember, a certain word given a certain energy carries a certain spirit.
Yep.
And so once that word is used to describe a person, it now carries that negative weight. And you believe it. And the moment you believe it, you start to embody and act accordingly.
Done by design. A lot of these stuff are done by design, but there are a lot of good fathers out there, you know. And as you said, government systems are put in place to make us not think that way and think about. But definitely, I would say the biggest problem us as black men have is music. Music has a big effect on us as black men. The behavior, how we carry on, how we think. Music is very powerful. They say that Satan, when God made Satan, Satan was the musician.
He was a big musician. Yeah, he loves music.
Big musician, right? So what does the devil do? He uses music to confuse us as black men. He uses music to bring us down and think certain ways.
Come on.
As I always say to people, when you listen to music, and if you're a gang of, say, black boys and you're going to kill someone, you're not going to put an Usher tune on when you're going to kill someone. You're not going to do that. And I spoke about this on this show before.
Some dark drill music.
You're going to put some dark music on. You're going to put some, I don't know what you're going to put on, some DMX or something like that, or something raw, or some grime. If you look at music today, the younger generation, what they're listening to, grimes, the killing, the all these things, it can be stopped. The government has the power to stop it. The same way when Soul Solid came out and there was a lot of shootings and this and that for the music, what did the government do? They stopped their music.
Yeah.
If you talk about homophobics today, if you talk about the LGBT in a song, what do? They say they banned you. Yeah. Why don't they do it within the black community where it?
But we know why, bro.
Guns? There you go.
We know why. We're living in an unjust system.
Yes.
Remember, in their system, wrong means right. Remember, the more you see something that's wrong, over time, it programs the mind,
to think,
and the mind now adapts and believe what it's seen is now true.
Yep.
And even though it's not, it's an illusion. It's its own perception, because we can both look at the same thing, and our experience is different.
Yep.
Our takeaway from what we're seeing and hearing is different.
Yep, definitely.
So you might be hearing a certain things that our parents told us growing up, And we believe it because it's what their parents told them.
Yeah. I just want to just quickly say, if the person rang, can you ring back in if you did call for the show? Please call us back again on 07471 539 533. We are only going to be on for the next 5 minutes for this show, special show for Black History Month. So if you do have a question, please ring back in. I got a missed call. Sorry, the conversation was going too deep, so I couldn't cut it off there. But please ring back in. We have literally 5 minutes to continue. But sorry, Roy, continue on for us. We're talking about the music scene and what.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, we live in a system that's unjust. Wrong is right for them. And, being a righteous man, as we've seen throughout history, the moment that you step forward and you're a truth teller, what do? They get rid of you. They don't want the truth, because the truth, when you hear the truth will set you free.
That's right.
Education.
Yep.
Now, I know this is random, but today I was scrolling through my phone, and I saw this today. And on this day in 1839, it says, "Did you know Dr. Robert Love, the Jamaican's first Pan-African nationalist, was born on this day?" It's random, I know, but it came up on my feed earlier today as I was scrolling. I thought it was just fitting for the show.
There you go. Come on.
Robert, Dr. Love.
This is what about. But guys, we have literally, let me see, we have 4 minutes. So there's that prize still to give away of £50 food voucher. I do want to give it to a single mother to help her with her food shopping. Come on, this is what we need to do. We need to support and help our Black community as much as we can.
Yeah, man.
So if
every penny counts.
There you go. If you are a single mother, and all you have to do basically is just ring in the show and just say why this topic is so important to you. And all the listeners who's been listening and putting a message in the chat, I do appreciate you. But also as well, if you are listening and you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe and like the channel. This conversation, we need to push it out as much as we can on the platform. So I just do want to thank you guys for your support and today. But we're just quickly going on to, if you had the power to change one thing about society, how they see Black man, what would it be?
If I had the power to change society of how they see,
what's that
Black
one
man
thing that you would change?
What would I change? I would change the killing of Black men. I would, yeah, because if we know we live in a system where we feel like we can walk about and be free, then we'll be able to grow into a fullest self that we were created to be, because it's hard being in the Western world, because every single day that you're out there, you're constantly looking over your shoulder, whether it's another brother you're probably, trying to kind of avoid, or it's the police. Like for me, I know when I see a blue light, even though I'm not a criminal, but when I see a police car, there's some kind of energy come over me, bro.
Yeah.
I've never been to prison, but it's just the interaction that I had over the years. It's never been positive. So again, when I see a blue light or just a random police car, some energy just come over me, bro. Like, just stay away. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, just leave Black men alone. Stop killing us. That's what I would say. Because they're killing us. Every single day is a Black man's dying. Do you know what I mean? That's what I would say. Let us be.
Let us be, definitely.
Let us be.
But I just want to say, it's coming in a time. I've got one more question for you for the day, and then we're going to call it a wraps. Anybody do want to phone in, quickly phone in now while the phone line's still open. I'll repeat that number. Let me just bring it up for you guys just quickly. This is the number to call. Please call the 07471539533, and that will get you through to the phone line to call in. So please call in if you have any question. We are about to close the show, so please make your call quickly as possible. And we still have that prize of giveaway. If we don't give it away today, I'll have to give it away on the next show. But or just to quickly say, I just really appreciate you coming on the show. It's a blessing to have you on the show. This conversation is a conversation that the world needs to hear, definitely 100%. You are representing the black man in a positive way. I salute you. I salute your wife, your kids as well. You are doing a wonderful job in the black community. Just keep on doing what you're doing. Is there anything that Just Talk Black Show can do for you? Just give me a call. We are always there to support people like you. And I do want to bring you back on the show. We
Appreciate
need
you,
to
bro.
have a more conversation. I want to bring you back on our Thursday show. Definitely today was a special day for Black History Month because I know that you're promoting your company, your books, and what you're doing. So that is really what I wanted to say to you. Just thank you for coming in. But before you go, I just wanted to say, if you could host a table with a black person around a table, whether they passed away or they're present now, who would that one person be that you would have around that round table, and why would that be?
The Right Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey.
Wow.
Why?
Yep.
Because he was a true definition of freedom, of self-determination, of doing for self, and stop relying on the white man to give you handouts.
The great Marcus Garvey. One of the
Hmm.
greatest. That's why they call it one of the greatest. Definitely one of the greatest. Is there
Yeah.
anything that you like to say to the audience out there before we call it a wrap for the day? Any message you would like to say to the audience?
And the message for me is we got to come together as a community and really come together, really understand what it takes to build wealth in all areas of the world, whether it's wealth in terms of health, whether it's community relationship. When we come together, the work, the load becomes lighter. And I believe we have to bring back what it means to be a race of people who are God fearing and who understand that we are the original people and we got to come together, because if we do not come together, who's going to do it for us? Because no one is going to see that we actually do the work that we should do. And let's start working on trusting each other and understand that only us, we as black men and black women, can create the change that we want to see and lead by example. We got to lead by example, and understand the past is the past, but the past is also important. We can learn a lot of stuff from the past. Start teaching our children. Stop waiting on a system to teach them, because they're not going to teach them about themselves. They're only going to teach them about, either they teach them to integrate into a system that doesn't serve them, but we got to teach them how to liberate and free themselves. That's my message.
Wow, that was a powerful message. Very powerful. Well, I do appreciate you and I thank you for coming on the Just Talk Black show. I think definitely I'm going to have to bring you back on a panel and we are going to definitely have to have a part 2 to this conversation. Appreciate you. Thank you for today for coming on the Just Talk Black show and being so brave and open about your past and stuff. Topic well needed for the black community. I really do thank you for today, Rory.
Can I say one last thing?
Yeah, go
So
ahead.
I'm gonna give one of your listener today to work with me for free.
Yeah,
So I'll give them, I can work with them, whether it's physical training. I can work with them. I give them a free physical training, personal training session, or if it's to work on their stress recovery and
wow.
sleep, I can help you with that. So one of you can decide on that and let me know, and they can reach out to me on LinkedIn preferably. And
Yeah,
so I only work with men, so male professionals, other brothers. So
yeah.
yeah.
So if there's anybody who wants to take that up, please, you can either contact me or you could contact Rory. I'll just bring up his social media again. So this is where you can find him on. You can find him on Instagram or you can find him on LinkedIn. Any of those ones, he is absolutely just said that he will give one of the listeners a freebie away. So that's for you guys out there today. So please find him on one of the channel or you can contact me myself. My number is floating at the bottom of the screen. And also guys, if you let me just say thanks to Roy for coming on. Roy, I do thank you for coming. I appreciate you. And we're
Thank you,
definitely
bro.
catch
Thank you for
up,
having me.
And thank you. So guys, if this is the Just Talk Black, if you want to find us on, you can find us on Instagram, you can find us on Facebook, and this is our mobile number that you could call us and you can basically be the next guest on the show. So the number is 07471 539 533. We've got a website which is launching in next month. It will be launching. So if you do want to be a next guest, you can either call me or you can hit me up on Instagram or LinkedIn. Those are the best place to really get me on Instagram and LinkedIn. So guys, I just want to thank you for watching the special edition of the Just Talk Black show. This was the Black History Month special with Rory today, discussing about fatherless home. This is, as I said, a topic, and I will repeat again, this is a topic that needed to be discussed. And yes, there needs to be action that needs to be taken, but this is what this Rory is doing. He is taking the action. So we are speaking about the problem, yes, but we are also addressing how he can deal, and he is telling you how he is dealing with these issues and working with young black boys. So if you know any young black boys who need guidance or anything, hit him up and ask him for advice on how you can go about helping them. So we do want to help as many young black men out there as possible, and it's not just young black men, it's older black men as well. So as I was saying earlier, that prize giveaway, I do want to give it to a single mother. So maybe I'll have to give it away on the next Just Talk Black show, which is on Thursday. We have a head teacher coming on the show, which is this head teacher. So he's a black head teacher breaking barriers in education. That is live this Thursday on the Just Talk Black show. And for all the listeners and the regular listeners who listens in, I just want to thank you today for always supporting the Just Talk Black show. You guys are the one who make this show so special at times. Without you guys, we are nothing. So keep on supporting us and keep on pushing it out there. And if you haven't liked and you haven't subscribed, please do that, guys, because this is what helps push the channels out there. This is what helps this channel to grow. So again, thank you for myself, DJ Purpose, and have a wonderful rest of the day.
Big love to everyone tuning in. To every voice, every vibe, every black soul shining. This one's for you. Thank you for riding with the Just Talk Black show. We started with a mic and a dream. Now your love makes a vision be. Every like, every share, every view means the world. We honor you. You stay locked in week by week, giving power to the words we speak. This is more than a show, it's the truth, so we give this back to you. Thank you for the love, we feel that vibe, we feel that vibe, feel that vibe. You lift us up and keep us alive. Stay alive, stay alive. From the heart of the block to the global flow, let them know, let them know. Thank you for riding with Just Talk Black show. Yeah, big respect to the fam who stay through the laughs, the tears, the moves we make. You are the reason we grow and glow. Thank you for tuning to Just Talk Black show. Black show. We talk black, we talk bold, but it's you that keeps the story told. When you come in, call in and vibe, you bring this whole thing to life. From black businesses to rising stars, we're shining bright cause you play a part. No matter where you're watching from, you are the heartbeat of this drum. Thank you for the strength, for the love you show, cause love you show, love you show. You're the fire, so close, so glow. One voice, one love, one flow. back every time you show. This love is real, it's just a black show. Thank you for the love, yeah, we feel that fire. You lift us up and keep us alive. Every heart, every face, every glow. Stay high, from the heart of the block to the global flow. Every glow, thank you for part of the Just Talk Black Show. Please keep coming back, we ain't done yet. Stories still rising, voices still sad. One tribe, one voice, one flow. We love you from the Just